My first job experience was actually at Blockbuster movie rental store.
My first job right out of college was at a small investment bank. I was an associate.
My first job, I came to the U.S. in 1995, and my first job was an internship where I got to actually be on the phone taking calls as customer service, and also doing some marketing brochures as a marketing intern.
My first job, it seems like so long ago, but it was actually at Macy's.
So I came into my first corporate job experience, an organization called Inroads. Inroads is a nonprofit organization with the mission to develop, mentor, and place talented minority youth and prepare them for corporate and community leadership.
My first job was with a school. I was a counselor at a school. Although I knew I did not want to stay in education, I knew that was a way for me to get a free master's degree, so I decided to work there.
The first job that I ever had was working at the handicraft shelter at a Boy Scout camp. And the professional life lesson was don't have any more jobs where 11-year-olds have access to metal tools.
My thing was to always ask questions. I wanted to know everything about the store, everything about inventory, how the registers work, why we put things in alphabetical order, and just understand the complete operations of the store. And what that allowed me to do is really understand what was of value to my manager and be able to ensure that how I effectuated my day-to-day activities at job to actually advance his goals as well to help me rise in the company.
Be curious, ask questions, and don't feel embarrassed to ask even the simplest, or sometimes people think it's just a silly or stupid question. Go ahead and ask it, and it's amazing what you learn. Keep asking, keep networking, keep working hard, and you can achieve what you want.
I grew up as a son of a farmer, so my experience was working on a farm. When I really look at my professional experience, I remember going to career fair here in San Francisco, and I was looking for jobs straight out of college, and I struck up a really good conversation with someone from Macy's that we ended up developing kind of a mentee-mentor relationship. So she really believed in me, and throughout my job and my job experience, she really invested in my professional development. She gave me the opportunities to meet other people, to really understand the corporation itself. But if anything, she just gave me that opportunity, which is, for me, it's what's really grateful, is getting that opportunity and that chance to actually develop and try something was really what I remember that I really value for her.
So I was affiliated with Inroads of Baltimore and had the opportunity to interview with a young lady at the time, Barbara Briscoe, who saw a rare talent in me. I was actually probably a low B, high C student, and what she saw in me was not a 4.0 GPA, but a little bit of tenacity, and brought me on an opportunity with her facilities management department at the University of Maryland Medical System.
I did aspire to work in the sports industry, so I made sure that I built connections. I learned more about the industry any way I could, and I eventually ended up working for a sports team. Sometimes it can be scary not knowing exactly what you want to do. It would be great to identify what you're passionate about. If you need to continue schooling, go ahead and do that. But set yourself a goal, and with that goal, take necessary steps to meet that goal, whether, again, like I said, education, meeting people, learning more about the industry, learning to campaign yourself. That's very important. And don't be afraid to take risks.
The thing that I think was most important is learning the culture of the company one is in. So I had to learn the ins and outs, what was acceptable. I had to learn how to dress. I had to learn how to wear a suit, a white shirt, things like that no one really taught me, but someone in the company had to take me under their wings to make sure I knew to fit in culturally.
At this camp, I worked with a lot of people from communities that didn't have a lot of economic opportunity, or their jobs had left, and really saw that when you gave these kids this opportunity, they jumped at it, and if you just believed in them and supported them, they were able to accomplish great things.